the question that I'm asking myself these days is, how are people managing? Like, what jobs are people doing to be able to sustain and pay their mortgages and pay their car loan, put their kids in school, and then pay their bills? Like, at this point, I don't understand. And the crazy part is, everywhere you go, it seems like people are not annoyed about it. Like, it's just like nobody concerned about it. Nobody talks about it. It doesn't bother nobody. Like, people go to grocery stores, and you could notice people not shopping like before. You know what I'm saying? People not going out like before. The strip clubs are dying. The clubs are dying. The bars are dying. The restaurants getting empty. Like, it seems like no one wants to socialize anymore. You go to the mall, you see some people in the mall, but you could tell they window shopping, or maybe they just started being in the house. They just want to go outside and breathe the fresh air, but you don't see nobody buying. You may see them lining up at the small smoothie spot, getting a smoothie or getting a pretzels, but that's about it. You see very, very little people actually in the stores coming out with a bag like a few years before. Airport is a little bit empty. You know what I mean? Like back in the days when you traveled, oh my God, the lines, you could see like a 2-mile lineup, people going somewhere, going on vacation. But these days, man, good luck, man. You go to the airport, bro, you don't see pretty much nobody. People traveling for work, going from one city to another city, going to work and coming back home whatsoever. Like, this is scary, bro. This is really scary. Like, I don't know what happened to the American dream, or does it even exist? Because I don't consider this a dream. It shouldn't cost this much to live in the United States. Like, rent's damn near $1,500 to $2,000. You know what I mean? In the lower cities, car payment is jacked up, pretty much double the price. Insurance, oh, let's not even talk about it. And we live in a country where you need a car. You need a car to get to work. You know what I mean? Like, you need a good car. America is so big, you gonna need a good car. And a good car in this country costs somewhere around $30,000. If you get a car that costs $30,000, depending on how your credit is structured, you know what I mean? Like, your payment may be somewhere between $700 to $800. Let's not even talk about insurance, because depending on how old you are and how good your driving record, man, you might be looking at $250, $300 and more. You know what I mean? So add up rents, add up groceries, which is ridiculously expensive for no reason. Like on the winter time, add up your gas bill. On the summer, add up your electric bill. You gotta pay cables. Well, I don't even know nobody who got cables anymore. People now on Netflix because it's cheaper. Your internet, bro. The average income in the United States, the average monthly income in the United States is somewhere around $3,000 a month. Like, you're spending more than half of your monthly income just to survive and get by. Not even to live. You're not living there just to survive and get by. You know what I mean? You wake up, you go to work, you come home, wake up, go to work, come home, and repeat. Like, tell me how this is a dream. Tell me how this is life. I don't understand, bro. Like, me at this point, I didn't make up my mind. I'm so done, man. At this point, I'm exploring other countries. Yeah, at this point, I'm exploring other countries. Yeah, because I would rather live in a third world country and make a fraction of what I was making in the United States, but have a peace of mind and live my life peacefully, eat fresh homemade cooked foods, and socialize, and see people, you know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? Like, let's socialize, let's talk, let's conversate. You know what I mean? Being able to walk by the beach, go see friends, not just work to pay bills, and every time you pay a bill, the following month, that shit comes right back. You got to deal with traffic issues, red light traffics, credit cards, personal loans, or if you got kids, oh my goodness, bro. That's why, nowadays, like, you go outside, everybody looks like they're mad. You can't say hi to nobody. Everybody looks so depressed. Everybody looks so anxious. You know what I'm saying? And what bothers me, like, Why we don't collectively come up together and just say stop? Like, let's collectively stop paying these bills. Let's collectively stop paying this ridiculously high credit card interest rate. This high, you can't even afford to get a house now. Right now, at this point, you don't even know if you'd rather rent a house or buy a house. Because if you buy a house at this point, the average house in America costs around $300,000. Tell me, what kind of job are you gonna work to be able to afford $20,000 payment, 20% down payment, which is an average like $60,000 to $70,000 in some areas. And on top of that, your mortgage, you're looking at $25,000 to $3,000, depending on it's a 15 or 30-year mortgage. You gotta pay the upkeep of the house, cost of repairs. You gotta pay insurance on that house. You gotta pay the property tax. Now I know somebody gonna tell me, yeah, but over time real estate goes up. Yeah, but by the time it goes up, man, how much you didn't pay just for the upkeep? You know what I'm saying? So now let's go to renting. If you rent, yeah, you may be able to have flexibility. You're not tied in one specific city. You're able to move anytime you want, long as your lease expires. But renting costs damn near $1,500 right now. The average one-bedroom house in one-bedroom apartment is like $1,500. Utility not included. With you might be looking at $1,800 to damn near $2,000. But what bothers me is the rent, then again, goes up pretty much every year. Every year they want to add a little $50 or a little $100 every single year with this greedy ass landlord. Like, you cannot be comfortable in America. It's like the system, the matrix is set up for people not to be comfortable. Like, it's something always got to happen to keep us stressed, depressed, and always working. Until when? This is scary, man. This is really scary. I've been to Europe. I've been to South America. I've been to Africa, where I'm from. But I see people more relaxed. They may not have a lot of luxury items, because America, we're a little bit entitled. We always seems like we have to drive the latest car. We have to live in the fancy neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? We have to wear the latest designer clothes. But over there, it's not like that, man. People living a slow life at peace, and they're more relaxed. And everything they have, they own. Everything they have, whether it's cars, they own their house. They own their cars, paid off. House they own is paid off. And they don't have no credit card systems like us. So they don't live beyond their means, so they're not trapped. Because here, you own a lot of things, but at the end, you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're just working to pay those things, expecting to own it one day. If it is a house, you're 30 years in the hole to be able to pay it off. And once you pay it off, the land is not yours. Come on, man. We got to come up with a better system, bro. You know what I mean? And then healthcare is messed up. America is the richest country in the world with the worst healthcare system. You know what I mean? Like, come on, like, I don't understand, bro. I do not understand at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, somebody gotta find a solution, because what I'm seeing is really scary. Like, everybody in my entourage that I've talked to, everybody, I'm talking about literally everybody in my circle, exploding, moving overseas, because America then got too expensive for no reason. Until next time, signing off.